bucks.
Very
Holy
nice.
crap.
Oh, growth exposure. That sounds like a new pill for men.
Oh.
Mine on the last.
Oh, welcome to CLicKbAIt.
Shield your eyes, kids.
Oh, the glare!
Put on the sunglasses. Put on the sunglasses. Had just danced, Tommy. They told you you'd be a dancer. Mama said you always wanted to be a dancer.
Hold me closer, tiny dancer.
I even bought a Vikings
Tony
necklace
Danza.
under all this.
Count the headlights on the highway.
Is this a song that was playing in the background?
Baby
Wow.
darling, she's surrendered.
Oh,
I'm kind of frightened.
If we just let Tom do this for the entire hour, do we think we would set a record for the most views we've ever had on this show?
you might
We
honestly
would
have
get-
the
we-
most amount of money.
We're gonna get
Maybe the most
insta-banned.
lost viewers.
Yep. We got Fitty Bones from somebody.
Yes. What? Oh, who left their super chats on? Who didn't put a fundraiser on?
I told you before the show, my link to the fundraiser is below the Alzheimer page. It's my page. I can't link that to it. Any chats I get will go directly to my Alzheimer's page. Welcome to CLicKbAIt Sports. I'm Brendan Byrne here with Tom, Kirk Thuggins Grossi, Scooter Magruder, Urinating Tree, and 5 points. Vids. It is the day before Thanksgiving. Tom's doing his punishment. We are raising money for charity today. Everybody, quickly, Tom, what are you raising for today?
Feeding America. I should have done it for the blind.
I'm raising money for the Central Texas Food Bank. We did this last year as well. Running it back.
Amazing. Adam, what are you raising for?
Alzheimer's Association. We're out of the gate already. We've raised $170.
Dang!
There you go.
Yes, and we already reached our goal.
Oh, somebody donated $300 in mine. Holy shit.
Wow-wee.
Thank you, brother. I mean, it's an anonymous dono. I appreciate you,
Beast
brother.
of Metal already donated 20 to me, so I'm very
Insanity.
grateful for that. And Anonymous gave $5.
Tree,
Thank you.
where are you donating? Or who are you raising for today?
I am raising for the Greater Pittsburgh Community Food Bank because no Yinzer deserves to go hungry this Thanksgiving.
Mhm.
Awesome. And again, I've got the Alzheimer's page linked in everybody's description. It's the page my family sets up every year. If you want to donate there, do it. You can donate through Adams. Any of your super chats that go to me, I will dump it into that charity. Just know YouTube takes a cut of that. So that's why I prefer you go through the link. Today on CLicKbAIt, not only is Tom going to be performing as Kirk Cousins all day long, we got a lot of news to get through. Thanksgiving games are tomorrow, but today, just every head coach decided their quarterback sucked. Zach Wilson, benched. Davis Mills, benched. Baker Mayfield, benched. Justin Fields might be hurt, might not play. Matthew Stafford might not play. So we are getting a lot of backups playing this week. Wanted to just go around. I'll start with Tree. Pick one of the quarterbacks. Pick any guy you want to talk about getting benched there. Probably, I know you're a big Mike White guy, so maybe Zach Wilson.
Mike White. Well, Zach Wilson, he decided to do the genius move of throw for 9 passes completed while New York Jets punted 10 times. And let's roll over the tape. If you said correctly, the reporter gave him pretty much a softball question. Just like, hey, dude, I know the defense did play their hearts out. They only gave up 3 points. You had that rough punt return touchdown. Do you take any responsibility for what happened? He's like, no. because it's the wind. The wind was doing it, even though Mac Jones completed 23 of 27 passes. And with that press conference, it just showed immaturity and just an unacceptability to take responsibility. I mean, that's standard. Justin Fields apologized to his entire team for how he performed in Atlanta. I don't think he really needed to. It's just he was a little raw. He had some rough throws. That happens. But Zach Wilson did nothing. He had to do it just for the optics because Zach Wilson's had a really rough year. He has not developed. He's been struggling big time, even though he's your second overall pick. Mike White showed flashes last year, especially against Cincinnati in that first quarter he played against Indianapolis. I think he deserves another shot. So you know what? We're going with Mike Mother effing White. And I am going to praise this man to all eternity. Remember that coin. They said they have them losing this week, but they're going on a 5 or 6 game winning streak against legitimate opponents, and they're going to the AFC Championship game. And you know why they're doing that? They're doing it with Mike Mother effing White. He's the real mother effer in this plat, man.
Just to piggyback
Zach Wilson can go off about his MILFs all he wants. Mike's the real mother effer.
Just to piggyback off what
MILF,
Tree's
we got
saying.
DILF right here.
Dan Orlovsky, I don't know if you guys follow him, but he had a great segment about this whole thing. And basically, he said the reason he was able to be quarterback in the league so long was because when something goes wrong, it is always the quarterback's fault. Even if it's not your fault, you have to take responsibility. And when you win, guess what? It's never because of you. It's always because of the team. And I think that you're just seeing the repercussions of a young quarterback who maybe in the moment misspoke, would love to have that opportunity back and say, you know what, this is on me. This is 100% on me. I let my team down. It was my fault. Blame me. And that's not what we saw. So I think this is the right call. And I think he will start again this season, personally.
See, I have a hot take. I
Go on.
have a disagreement with you on that. I think that Zach Wilson's answer did not factor into his benching. It was his atrocious play on Sunday. Like, that alone was worth a benching. Even though his record is 5-2 in games that he has started, he is trash. He is terrible. His feet were terrible. His technical ability as a quarterback is not where it should be in his second year, and he has no business. He is not better than Mike White. He is not better than Joe Flacco. He could answer that question as right as possible. He could have been like, guys, it was all me. I am the reason. And everyone would have been like, yep, you absolutely right. Sit your tail on the bench. He is bad. It don't matter how he answered that question. Robert Salah, he just gave him the excuse to bench Zach Wilson. He already had the reason.
I'm not so sure. Tom, what do you think about this?
Here's what I'm going to say real quick before I get into this. We're just talking about Zach Wilson, right? None of the others? Zach?
Right, just Zach Wilson right now.
Okay, real quick. If we hit a goal of $1,000, which we've already hit, 557, I bought purple pasties. Oh, go on. It's for charity. Let's do this thing. Anyway, so Zach Wilson. We talked about this on GPS a really long time ago, all the way this morning. And again, I think it's kind of a mix of both. The guy has not played well. And at the same time, the lack of leadership I think he showed in that press conference. Yeah, it's just kind of a perfect storm. And honestly, it might be one of those things where it humbles him a little bit. And then he turns around after a couple games and goes, hey, here's your shot again. And then maybe he at least performs a little bit better in terms of leadership.
Hey, if you want to take your shot,
buddy.
why don't you check out DraftKings Sportsbook? The weather is cooler. The days are shorter. And it is the holiday season, which means spending time with friends and family.
Yep.
Which means you need to have something else to distract you. Because you're going to get a little bored. You're going to get bored. And DraftKings, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, has plenty of ways to keep you entertained while your family bores the heck out of you. New customers who sign up for DraftKings with our code CLicKbAIT, CLicKbAIT, can bet at least $5 on any pregame moneyline football wager, and get an additional $150 in free bets if that bet wins. I'd like to bet on how long Tom Grossi could keep this entire audience aroused. Download the
Very
DraftKings app. You use our code CLicKbAIt, and you're going to get $150 in free bets if your $5 pregame football wager hits. Okay. Did any of you guys hear when Booger McFarland was talking about Zach Wilson?
Yes.
When
What did he say? Recap.
I
Reset
don't know,
it.
he said something to the effect that the reason Zach Wilson didn't know that he should be held accountable is because he grew up rich and privileged.
Yes.
And when I heard Booger say that, I was like, you know what? I think he's right. And then he
Did he?
immediately got just ripped for it.
Yeah, I mean it's a weird question because
It's
you
a
can grow up
weird thing
rich
to
and have
say.
responsibility. That's like it's the way you're raised.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah.
This is true.
I mean,
it's one of those
and
things
Steve
that
Young is the
it's true.
weird person to come off as because his grandfather was Brigham Young and he went to BYU as well as Zach Wilson. So
He's like, let's not talk about privilege. I thought it was interesting. But Booger took a lot of heat for it, and I was like,
yeah, but
You
it
know
is
what? Go on
it's
and
a
take
He
some heat.
tried to say he was a
I wouldn't say
spoiled
that.
brat in a more PC way, and I guess it backfired on him. But I mean, I don't know if you guys ever been in a work environment where someone clearly has grown up wealthy and without accountability and having to work with them
Oh
and
yeah.
wondering
Oh,
why they do not put in as nearly the amount of production that you put in when you grew up in a middle class military family at the bottom of the middle class, and you're just like, oh, this dude does not care whether he gets fired or not because he's got an allowance from his parents.
Well, it's not just that. It's just look at family restaurants and have family work with them too. They get away with murder.
Look at Johnny Manziel. He didn't need the NFL money, and it showed.
Well, he was also a twat. So
Yeah, well, that too.
What about these other quarterbacks though? We've dissected Zach Wilson. Who else? Who else are we talking about?
let's go to Davis Mills.
yeah.
My question for the group: does anybody know who's coming in to replace Davis Mills?
Kyle Allen, former Carolina
yeah,
and Washington football team quarterback,
Yes.
former star of Texas A&M, who transferred at the last moment, Kyle Allen. He had
Here's the thing.
like 4 good games in 2019.
Here's the thing I don't get. Like, you already know how not good Kyle Allen is. Like, Kyle Allen is he's a tank commander. Like, they're just clearly bringing him in so that they can lock up that number 1 pick. They are tanking hard. Why wouldn't you let Davis Mills learn some more NFL football?
Davis Mills hasn't really been doing that well, to be completely honest with you. He's made some rough throws. I mean, to be fair, it is Houston. He's going to be a quality backup for a while. He'll start in like 10 years. It's like, oh, yeah, that guy's still in the league. I forgot about Davis Mills. It's like Geno Smith when he started again, or Derek Anderson when he started again, or Mark Sanchez when he came back in the league. He's going to be one of those guys.
My question is, we see that the Texans have committed now to the tank, right? They're going for the first overall. They need something. They need
Go
something.
get it.
What are the Packers doing though? Are they committing to the tank as well? What are the Broncos doing? Are you guys committing to the tank as well? What's going on with you guys?
What are the
Not
Steelers
yet, but
doing?
when if the Packers lose to the Eagles, and then they're really close to being mathematically eliminated. Well, as soon as they're mathematically eliminated, I think they're going to put Rodgers on IR for his thumb, and then they're going to start Jordan Love to see what they got there.
Well, you might as well. You don't know what you have really with Jordan Love, right?
And they have to pick up his 5th-year option or decline it after the season. So
Wouldn't that be?
I
also, we're
believe
less than
you guys can beat the
$250 away
Eagles.
from the pasties. Never
Listen-
mind, we got the
listen, Tom,
pasties.
I
We hit
believe
$1100.
We got the
Time for the pasties.
Put on them pasties, boy!
Put on the pasties.
Make sure nipples are dry and free of lotion. Slowly peel
Ooh.
off backing.
Let's see
Gently
below the
remove and be
waist.
careful not to pull skin. What?
What?
Where did you buy these from?
Neva, Neva Nude. Apparently, it's a woman-owned business. There you go.
Oh,
I just found purple
okay.
pasties and said, okay.
He's got a
pick-
friend that really likes him.
Why
at
were you
the-
on this
at
website?
the establishment?
It was on Amazon.
Don't lie.
Uh-huh.
I
Yeah,
am
So happy
Oh
that
God, I have
started
hair
watching.
here. Oh, that's cold.
That's
that
the
does not
purple
feel-
cross, baby.
Wow.
What am I doing with my life?
Yeah, we are dodonating to charity, and
There
yet
it
we have
is.
3,000 people
Oh
here
man, that's really
watching
adhered
about.
to. Oh man, I feel it pulling the skin. Holy God. Okay.
Be careful, you're going to get your fans aroused.
The nipples
Oh my
are
God.
dry.
Yeah, you know what?
But
Lucky,
Tom, you're
everybody.
looking
I
good.
still have the most amount of people in here than all of you. So the nippies are doing the work.
It is.
You're only above me by like 100.
That's
Whatever.
fine. They're gonna leave in a moment. Oh my God, this is pulling with every movement.
Listen, don't give up on the
this-
Packers too soon. I believe you guys can beat the Eagles this week. They struggled against the Colts, and Aaron Rodgers still has a bit of some
Are they going to
witchcraft
expose some
in
more
his back
fraud?
pocket. So
It's for
Mhm,
charity.
like they did to the Cowboys?
It's for charity.
The final quarterback who got benched, one Baker Mayfield. Any thoughts on Baker, anybody? Or are we just over Baker Mayfield?
I'm disappointed in how he is. I thought he would have a better year, but he's not even getting balls past the line of scrimmage. It's just they're all getting batted down. He's playing as poorly as I thought he would have out of college, and it's disappointing because, I mean, like he had a solid 2020. He had promise in 2018, but like getting traded from Cleveland and playing on a shoulder injury just screwed him.
I have a question for everyone. Who is a worse number one overall pick? Jameis Winston or Baker Mayfield? Who has
Baker
had
Mayfield.
a worse career?
Baker Mayfield.
You're saying Baker? Based
It's
on what?
100% Baker. Jameis lost his starting job to an injury. He came out and like opened up about this and was sad. He was literally sad that he lost because the coaches told him you would never lose your job to an injury, and that's exactly what happened. So to me, Jameis still has some stuff left in him. I don't even know if but Baker looks like he's done. And he's been looking like he's done for a couple of seasons. Brandon, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, Jameis is he's an all-around better like athlete than Baker Mayfield.
But
And we've seen Jameis Winston throw a lot of touchdowns. It's just
he's-
always accompanied by interceptions. But they both had chances. Baker, I think Tom and I spent an entire episode talking about all the quarterbacks we thought Baker Mayfield could outplay. And we went through a lot. We were like, we would take Baker over a lot of quarterbacks. And it looks, if you go back and watch that, we look dumb now. Oh, we look stupid now.
That was peak off season, baby.
Yeah.
That's why we're hot take machines, baby. That's why it's called
Would you
CLicKbAIt
take Baker
SpoRTs,
Mayfield
not
over
rational.
Jameis Winston?
Look, I mean, Jameis had one of the worst, well, I guess worst seasons ever, the 30 for 30. Like that was something to now. Does Jameis have any playoff wins?
No, yeah, I don't think he ever made the
Okay.
playoffs.
So Baker has one playoff win
And against the Steelers.
and against
These
the
guys.
Steelers. So I that's why the question's tough for me now. If you throw Sam Bradford in there as a number one, like out of those three, who's worse? Is Sam Bradford worse than Baker Mayfield? Who has had a worse career between Baker and Sam? Because I do agree with
Bradford's had an
Baker.
amazing career because he got made so much money.
I mean, I'm talking about results on the field. I'm not talking about who made the most money.
Bradford or Darnold? We're talking about Bradford or
Sam Bradford was a number one overall pick.
We're talking about
He was a better
Oklahoma quarterback who lost to the University of Florida, Sam Bradford.
There's two glass knees versus the career of Sam Bradford versus the career of Baker Mayfield. Two Oklahoma boys. Who was worse? If Baker's career ended today, who had a worse career?
Oh,
Let's
Baker.
see. Let's do some side by
Baker?
side
Sam
comparison.
Bradford was garbage.
But Sam
No,
Bradford
garbage.
got
He was
traded for a
hurt
first
all the
round
time.
pick.
So, oh yeah.
So yeah, Baker Mayfield did get a win for the Browns in the playoffs.
He did.
That's basically like having a Super Bowl ring.
But
So-
that's because the Steelers kind of self-destructed on themselves.
Yeah,
to be honest.
in very fitting, hilarious fashion. I'm trying to just look up Sam.
Who's coming in
Bradford
for
right now.
Stafford, by the way? If
Bryce Perkins, he is the
What?
option because Wolford is injured too.
Yep, Wolford's
oh
out.
my
The
god.
Wolf.
Yep.
Yeah, Bryce Perkins. And Stafford is in concussion protocol, but he does not have a concussion.
He had a concussion a couple weeks ago. I think it's precautionary. He was pulled out of the Saints game for that reason.
Yeah, I know. It's just over precaution then, right? Or maybe
I mean,
appropriate precaution.
It's probably another reason too. It's probably his elbows turned into silly putty.
So
Yeah, maybe at this
Sam
point.
Bradford in his whole career was 34, 48, and 1. 34, 48, and 1. Baker Mayfield currently 30 and 35. 30 and
Yeah,
35.
but wins aren't QB stats.
Yeah, but what about touchdowns and interception ratio?
That's what we're talking. That's what we need to get into.
touchdowns? Sam Bradford 103 touchdowns to 61 interceptions.
Ooh.
Touchdowns for Mayfield 98, 62.
Bradford
they're about the same.
kept getting hurt too. He tore his
He did.
ACL 2 or 3 times, and he was just starting to play well in Minnesota. He had that. What season was that?
That was 2016.
Yeah, 2016. He was very. I don't say he's great, but he's efficient. 20 touchdowns, 5 picks, completing over 70% of his passes. Started the next season decent, and then hurt again. Done. So I think their careers are pretty similar.
Yeah,
Oddly enough.
yeah, but I'd say Bradford had a worse career because he was never healthy.
Yeah,
and he
those
was just
tears.
yeah, he was always tore up. At least
But he got paid.
Baker was
Yeah.
like, "Hey, I'll play on this destroyed shoulder," and it cost him pretty much his career. Now,
Yeah, he would have made Bradford money had he just packed it up that season.
yeah, yep.
It cost himself about $100 million. It's crazy.
But we found out he would not have been worth it.
You know what else is crazy?
Yeah.
The Dallas Cowboys defeating
What about Justin Fields?
the Minnesota Vikings
He's getting
40 to 3.
like that?
We're just not gonna gloss over this because this was the best win I have ever seen in my life. The Dallas Cowboys put up. I don't know if you guys were watching this game 5. Be scared for Thursday. Tree, I don't know if you guys were able to check this out, but what I saw during this game was a complete team from top to bottom, special teams included. Okay, you got Brett over here making 60-yard field goals, 2 back to back. Okay,
That's impressive.
I just want to get your guys' take, okay, on the likelihood of the Dallas Cowboys making the Super Bowl. I just want to hear. I want to hear what you guys think now after watching that game.
I mean, it was a good game.
It was a great
All
game.
Got a
Tree,
long way
let's
to go
start
to the
with
Super
you.
Bowl.
You look like you want to say something. What do you think the likelihood is of America's team reaching the precipice, returning to the glory of old?
Tell us, Tree.
And
I would say it's about as likely and odd as Dak Prescott getting able to take a second snap off after quarterback sneak with 13 seconds left in the game.
Ooh.
So I mean that almost happened. Like we almost were able to do that. So you're saying 49.
Were you really almost able to do that? Were you really almost able?
Chance is what I'm hearing.
Look, dude, you got to get past the Eagles. You got to get past any other rivalry. San Francisco is probably the strongest.
The
team
Eagles
right
who almost lost to the Jeff Saturday's Colts Eagles?
Don't forget about the
That team?
Falcons.
You mean the team that crushed your Cowboys?
The
Those
team
Eagles?
that crushed my team with my backup quarterback? Those Eagles?
Your backup quarterback. Yes. Dak Prescott's your backup.
Packers won.
5. Let me hear your take on the Dallas Cowboys. We're playing you on Thursday. Are you afraid?
Afraid of what? Like
You didn't just see what we did to the Vikings?
Listen, I don't know what was worse or what was more of an indictment that the Cowboys, did they play good or did the Minnesota Vikings have they just been frauds this whole time? Like it was
So you're
very
giving the Cowboys
sad-
no respect for sacking
dude.
this man the most he's ever been sacked in his career.
times.
That's
Listen.
just all the Vikings being bad, not the Cowboys
Giants-
being good.
The Giants have no O-line. They have no receivers. This is going to be a bloodbath, and it's going to be over early. But you don't want to peak in November. You want to peak in January. So get all these good wins out while
We
you
want to peak
can.
in February.
Come January,
Peak
come
in
February.
January. It's not good.
Mike, remember, this team is still coached by Michael McCarthy.
That's true.
Okay?
I've
And
done
that's
some
not
things.
changing. You're not going to fire him between now and the playoffs, which you should. You should do an NHL where they just fire their coach midseason and then win the Stanley Cup. You can't do that. He will commit some egregious blunder at the most crucial time, and it'll be like some fourth down that like 4th and 20 on his own 10, and he'll just go for it, and everyone will be like, "Why is he doing this?" And he'll throw it'll be like a safety and a touchdown at the same time. And
I can
people will
tell you,
wonder.
Scooter, whether or not the Cowboys are going to win the Super Bowl.
Okay,
I
let
have
me know.
a litmus test for your football team.
What's the litmus test?
And it comes Thursday, Thanksgiving. It's very, very simple. You're playing the Giants. What was the best part of the Cowboys offense in their last game?
The best part?
Tony Pollard. His name is Tony Pollard.
His
Okay.
name was Pollard.
Antonio.
Tony Pollard was the
If
best.
Tony
offensive
Pollard
player.
does not get more carries than Zeke Elliott in this game, you're doomed. You're done.
See,
you're not
here's
going
the
to win
thing,
the Super
though.
Bowl.
Here's the thing.
No.
A lot of people-
If Zeke gets more carries than the more talented player in every aspect of the game, then your coach, to Adam's point.
See,
has not
here's the
learned.
thing.
You
Here's
can
what
keep using
people who
Zeke on the
don't
goal
watch
line.
the Cowboys weekly do not understand. Okay,
Oh,
you
I
just look at the
understand. I've watched
stats.
3 weeks of Tony.
You look at the stats. and you see Tony Pollard has more yards than Zeke. Okay, yes, that's true. But what happened when Zeke was out and we gave Tony Pollard a full load?
22
What
carries,
happened?
115
The
yards.
fact
and a
remains
touchdown.
that Tony Pollard is at
14
his
carries,
best.
131 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Tony Pollard is at his best when Zeke is playing. When
No,
he
I'm
is
not saying Zeke shouldn't
splitting
play.
the load.
I'm saying Zeke should have.
Less.
Tony has to have more carries than him, more touches than him per game.
They're
And
never going to do that.
moreover, a lot of people are looking at Tony Pollard is a big play. He is the big play threat that the Cowboys have on our team. It's him. He's the guy. But a lot of people discount the fact that he can hurt you just as bad receiving the ball. There was a stat that came out that said Tony Pollard has more yards than some top receivers right now receiving the ball. So to me, it's not as much how many runs he gets. It's how many targets does he get? If we target this man in the pass game, in addition to giving him 10, 15 carries, I'm with you, Brandon. I'm
Listen.
with you all the way.
Thursday, we come back next week out after tomorrow, and both those running backs will probably have 200 yards each. This is going to be ugly. Like the strategy
Who all
that
is
I agree
out
though,
for you
Brandon.
guys? Evan Neal's out.
Like if Mike McCarthy's smart enough to give the ball to Pollard 7 out of 10 times and then use Ezekiel Elliott on the goal line or a 3rd yard and short, they're not going to get off the field. Like they're just going to drive down the field. That's why they are a threat to make a run. But again, it's Mike McCarthy, so Jerry Jones will call down there and make sure that Zeke gets the ball more than Tony.
Boom, we hit $290 for the Alzheimer Association on my page.
Lions of douchebagia
Boom.
just dropped a hundo for me.
There you go.
Let's
There
go.
you
What a
go.
name, too.
Links.
Leonor of douchebagia. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for your $100.
Just a reminder, the super chats are going to charity. Everybody's supporting a different charity here, so we appreciate all of the donations. And if
Aaron
you
Rodgers
want-
just confirmed he broke his thumb in the London game.
Really? Is he out?
Oh.
Are we Jordan Love seasoning it?
No, he's been playing on a broken thumb since the Giants game.
Why? Why should he be?
But
Why?
this was
Why
actually
not shut
confirmed.
him down?
Because this was actually confirmed by one Big B, a Make-A-Wish recipient and a good friend of the show on the Underage Packers podcast. He confirmed this during his Make-A-Wish visit the other week. So,
Oh, really?
Boom.
broke that news. Yes, shout out
Wow.
to Big B. And also, Yeah, like I said, and that's, I think, going to be the excuse. Like, if they are out of playoff contention, they will put him on IR, and then you'll see Jordan Love.
But the problem is Aaron Rodgers has been making bad throws since before week 5.
What? Okay, here's the thing.
So,
what if Jordan Love?
what's the problem?
I think he's still he's still a top 15 quarterback playing right now this year. Like, he still is leading in a bunch of different categories. So, like, I think he's not playing like himself, and there's a litany of reasons for that, including himself. But I mean, I also think the way he's playing is being grossly over-exaggerated how bad it is. But he isn't playing like Aaron Rodgers like he has the past few years.
What do you do if Love plays well?
Then you have to pick up his 5th-year option. The problem is that Aaron Rodgers is
Stash him?
likely going to be on the Packers next year simply because of his contract. Because the Packers really don't have too many options. There's so many pundits out there saying, like, oh, we can get traded to the Jets or the Raiders or the Seahawks or whatever crap is coming out of people's mouths. But the honest truth is going to cost a crap ton of money just to trade him because we owe him money from previous contracts. So, yeah, no, we kicked that can so far down the road. Like, it's going to be very difficult for Aaron
what's
Rodgers.
a better scenario, right? Like, Love plays well, gets his 5th-year option picked up, or Love plays like trash and he gets cut and he never becomes the heir apparent. Like, what a waste of time and resources and a roster spot.
I mean, who's
like,
the bigger waste?
What is
Who's
more
the bigger
painful?
waste, Jordan Love or Baker Mayfield? You know what I mean? Like, we didn't draft him 1st overall. Yeah, we used a 1st-round pick. That whole draft was pretty much bad. A.J. Dillon was the one good guy who came out of here. DeGuara is still developing. And the rest of that draft for the Packers has been garbage.
Well, the problem is, like, everyone knew that was a terrible pick from the word go. I mean, even you did. You had that famous reaction of you yelling into
And I didn't hate Jordan Love either. Like, I didn't hate it. I hate the pick at the time.
Exactly.
We just went to the NFC Championship, though we did luck our way there because we were not ready to win a Super Bowl that year. But we really didn't reload a whole lot. However, the A.J. Dillon pick I agree with because Aaron Jones, we didn't think we were going to bring him back. So that's fine. But yeah, no, 100%. There's a million other things the Packers could have done a lot better during that draft.
Speaking of luck,
got him.
Oh wait. Oh, here he goes. I gotta read it now. The weather is cooler, the days are shorter, and it's the holiday season, which means spending time with my friends and my family. Thanks to DraftKings Sportsbook, today's video sponsor and official sports betting partner of the NFL. You've got plenty to keep you and your company entertained. You can fight with your family members. New customers who sign up for DraftKings use promo code CLicKbAIT. Spell it out, CLicKbAIT. And bet at least $5 on any pregame moneyline football wager will get an additional $150 in free bets if their bet wins. You hear that right? All new customers who bet at least $5 on any pregame moneyline bet will get an additional $150 in free bets. If their bet wins, you can do same game parlays. You can combine multiple bets from the same game and give yourself a shot at even bigger winnings while you're hanging around with the gravy bowl. I like how Tom is still dancing, even though he is not on screen. Love it back there. He's a warrior.
It's dedicated,
and
man.
If you're in a state that, like, say, California, where sports betting is not available, don't forget about DraftKings Daily Fantasy, where they have been innovating even more ways to win some cash throughout the season. Yeah, you can just, play against other people or your friends or whatever. DraftKings has been gone around for a while. Remember, download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use code CLicKbAIT and receive $150 in free bets if their bet hits after placing a $5 pregame football wager. That's promo code CLicKbAIT.
Bam!
Only at DraftKingsSports.com. Right there. Says it right there.
Boom.
Boom.
Okay, so
All
we
right.
were doing a little bit of revisionist history, talking about the draft there with the Packers, and I just have a question for all of you, because when the Broncos selected Patrick Surtain over Justin Fields, I did not like that move. Obviously, Patrick Surtain is arguably the best corner in the NFL, and right now, Justin Fields starting to look pretty electric at the QB position. If you had to go back and make that pick for my team, you stick with the best corner in that draft, or do you take the chance on Justin Fields, assuming
You take
my god-awful organization would develop him?
you
Assuming
take Micah Parsons. That's who you take.
You already had Chubb and Von Miller at the time.
Yeah, they had.
I don't care who they have. Now you have Von Miller and Micah Parsons, and you're getting every tackle 4 yards behind the line of scrimmage. That's what you do.
Here's the thing, because you want Pat Shurmur in prison, right, Brandon Perna?
Pat
Pat Shurmur would have been responsible for, a little Justin Fields over there. I don't know how that would have gone over. I mean, like, again, this is like some of the alternate history that I love the most.
Right.
If like young QBs go to other teams, like, do they become their superstar selves? I'm not saying Fields is a superstar yet, but he has looked good because the offense has finally started to cater to him. But maybe it looks like Justin Fields, like in the beginning of the season, and maybe that's what it sticks with. So I don't know if you had the weapons around it. Like you had Judy before he was dropping everything. You had, Sutton. You had Fant. I mean,
you're a GM though. What do? You taking the corner? Or you taking Fields? You're the GM, Tom.
I'm probably going corner still.
Ooh, okay. Tree, you taking the corner? You going Fields?
I'm still going corner because you can't guarantee Justin Fields is going to develop in that system. It's the same argument as how people say Chicago should have taken Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes was never going to develop in a Matt Nagy system. He would be as bad as, say, trading your first for Rick Meyer back in 97.
Whoa.
That's how bad it would have been, just because the Bears system doesn't cater to Patrick Mahomes. And that's the same principle that goes on here.
Ooh.
Can you imagine
will say this.
Von Miller and Micah Parsons? That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
Again,
They had
I have
Chubb.
something to disagree with here because of what I know now. All the dominoes that have fallen because you took Surtain instead of Fields has led you to today. An inept offense with no hope whatsoever, no draft picks, Noah Fant is gone, everything. It's just been a disaster. I think if you take Fields, because it doesn't lead to the Nathaniel Hackett hire because they bring in a coach that can nurture young Fields and develop him into a decent player. So then you wouldn't have Hackett, you wouldn't have Russell Wilson, you wouldn't have all these problems. You'd be in a better off situation than you are now, which is handing over wins to the Las Vegas Raiders. You are responsible for 66% of the Raiders' wins. It's ugly. It's bad. Should have never taken. The right move was to take Surtain. The historically better move would have been to take Justin Fields.
Too many.
Even as bad as he was last year.
Yeah. I was just curious just what you guys would do. Like genuinely. Not curious, let's try.
Genuinely, I take Surtain 9 times.
I would genuinely take Micah Parsons because we've seen how much Micah has impacted the game. And the only player that can do that is a quarterback, but it's just whether or not you're sold on Justin Fields or not.
That's the thing, though, too, Scooter. I mean, look how you guys utilized Micah Parsons against the Packers. He barely did anything because they were not playing him in his premium position. So him going to another team, are they going to utilize him where he should be utilized every single week with the Cowboys? Like they were utilized the correct way, or he was on Sunday against the Vikings. So because of that, he was a stud. And now he's been a stud, and I'm not doubting that whatsoever. But it's the same exact thing about the scheme. You could give him to a defensive coordinator that doesn't know what to do with him whatsoever. And so because of that, he's not going to have a huge impact.
I agree to some extent, but to me, Micah's gonna get his. He almost got his playing his position against the Packers. He was always a split second away from getting to Aaron Rodgers. So to me, yes, I agree with what you're saying, but to a lesser extent with the quarterback fit, because that is very important, the quarterback fit in coaching.
Yeah, Micah and Surtain they have lived up to where they were drafted.
And remember, I wanted Surtain.
You did.
I wanted Patrick Surtain for the Cowboys back in the day because I knew this man. This man has a legacy. It's in his DNA.
I got. Sorry.
What? Oh, Tom. I mean, Kirk Cousins.
Yes.
I just wanted to say, after taking 7 sacks, you don't even have a single bruise on your body.
They're all below the waist.
They're covered by those pasties.
All
Are there any
below-
more things we can attach to your body for money?
Like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm not.
Ornament.
This is not joke,
Maybe
Tom. These are really adhered to my nipples, and I got hair on them. I'm legitimately a little concerned.
Oh,
about
how
when I
much
yank
to
these
have
off.
you yank them off on screen?
Well, considering the back, it
40-year-old
literally
virgin.
says do not rip off because you will rip off skin. I don't know if I really want to do
Don't
that.
do it.
You gotta
Don't
live
do
a
it.
little.
$2,000.
That's just lawyer speak. That's so they're not liable. It's like the coffee's hot. You know what I'm saying? Like,
But the coffee is
the-
hot.
but the warning, they have to put the warning there so you don't spill it on your. You
Brandon,
can't
get us back
sue.
on track. What's up
Yes.
next?
We're done. I mean, we could talk about some
Yeah.
football tomorrow.
No.
What do we got?
Yeah, I say
Thanksgiving ball? Where are we
'cause
at
we
on
were
our
gonna end this
charities?
one early.
Scooter, how much have you raised for your charity?
We're at $200 right now for the
Nice.
Central
Wow.
Texas Food Bank. I
Tree.
will be making it whatever
Sorry.
we don't reach up to 300, I'll fill in. So y'all donate something. What the heck?
Boom. Tree,
Y'all
where
been
you at?
watching soccer, by the way?
How much
Well, we're
charity?
talking about the football. I donated 500 myself, but I'm at 1.3K.
Oh,
Wow.
hell yes. And
Couple
I'm
where
at-
are you?
$300.
I'm at 280, but I'm not. I tried to donate at the beginning of the stream, but I'm not sure if I donated half of that or if that was. Oh wait, I just got another 50, so I'm up to 330 from Anonymous. Thank you, Anonymous. I'm at 330.
Nice.
Let's
Nice.
go.
Link in the description for the Alzheimer's on my page. Thank you for the 375. Tom, where are you at?
$1,300.
Ooh.
That
Ooh.
is what we call.
And don't you have a
giving.
charity stream coming up, Tom?
Damn right I do. December 17th, Saturday, from 4 p.m. Eastern to midnight. We raised
Man.
$51,000 last year. We're going for it all.
Yeah.
What's the goal this year?
Honestly, I'd
$1
like to raise like 62 just so then we can hit 100K for the year donated to charities.
Oh,
But
that's
actually,
awesome.
after today, it'll be like 61. So that's
I
good.
love it. I love it.
Amazing. All right. Thanksgiving football. There's actually, I think, 2.5 pretty good games, possibly.
Oh, I just got 50 more.
Lions,
Carl Lindsay,
Bills,
Thank you.
Cowboys, Giants, and then I'm on the fence about whether or not Patriots, Vikings are going to be good. It's a game that scares me in terms of might be incredibly boring. Anything with all of these games that tickles your fancy, boys.
I am looking forward to seeing how the New England Patriots continually butcher the modern NFL offense. That Jets-Patriots game set offense back to the 1920s. It was bad.
I am really looking forward to my Thanksgiving being ruined by the Cowboys. Like this, first the Lions will lose for the 80th year in a row, whatever. I don't know why it's like hosting a party where your house gets trashed every time. Like they just keep doing it. They don't learn. Then the Giants will ruin my Thanksgiving. I'll be angry, but I'll drown my sorrows in food. I'll eat like another plate of turkey for the 8th time. And then the evening game, I like the Vikings, I guess.
All right.
I'm
they're
just
gonna be
excited. You know, it's been 4 years. 4 years since I've been happy on a Thanksgiving day due to the one Dallas Cowboys ruining my Thanksgiving year after year after year after year. But
Honestly,
alas, there is hope because this year we are firing on all cylinders. I looked at the injury report for the Giants. They got a lot of people out. We have no
Just
excuse.
said dead. Just
We
said
have
dead.
no excuses because they're missing Evan Neal. Okay, they're missing some prominent people here.
Yeah.
And looking at what
Shane
we did to the
Lemieux.
Vikings, who were also missing one of their best linemen, I feel like maybe we could have some sort of recreation of a game versus the Vikings. 6-7 sacks against Daniel Jones.
No.
It is a
I'm hoping-
division game. Like,
I'm
and we
hopeful.
talked about this a little bit last night. Look, if the Giants can run the ball up the middle, if they can get some A-gap runs that are successful and move Micah Parsons off the edge to where he has to come into the middle, then the Giants have a chance. But if they're able to stop the A-gap, is to crowd the A-gap and put Parsons out on the edge, it's going to be a long, terrible afternoon for Daniel Jones because he will not be able to get the ball off. And he already sucks under when he's being blitzed anyways. So it could get ugly if the Giants cannot establish the run.
I hope it does get ugly. But before we end this clickbait, because we did say we're going to do a shorter one this time, but before we end, I have a question for everyone here as well as the chat. I asked this on my Twitter and it caused a little bit of controversy.
Oh.
But the question is ham better than turkey for Thanksgiving? Ham or turkey in the comments. What are you going?
Tacos.
What are you guys thinking?
Who has
Tacos.
tacos on Thanksgiving?
Tacos,
Tree, are you
baby.
more of a ham guy? What's happening?
Are we talking light meat or dark meat?
Listen, the world is your oyster.
So you know what? What I go for every Thanksgiving, I'm going right for that turkey leg. I am just going ham like a caveman on that bad boy. I do not miss leg day, especially on Thanksgiving. So it's turkey all the way for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to say, because I get ham all year round, you know what I'm saying? But turkey is only like a 2-day out of the year.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say turkey in the moment on Thanksgiving is number one. Ham is beast. Don't get me wrong.
Ham
is beast. Ham is like it, but ham is the Ezekiel Elliott to the Tony Pollard. Turkey is Pollard. Okay. Turkey should be leading the attack.
Yeah.
But ham cleans up at the goal line.
Yeah. Turkey leg is Micah Parsons off the edge.
It's fair.
Ooh.
Fair. Brandon, what are we doing? Ham or turkey?
I'm not a ham guy, so I'm always going turkey. But if I'm gonna be
Not for
honest,
everyone.
I think Thanksgiving food's a little overrated, just in general.
Wow. Can we ban Brandon Perna for 5 minutes for this foolish take?
A little
What?
overrated Thanksgiving food.
Are you serious? When else are thank
Oh, he
you?
just leaves.
I took him out.
What about you? What are we doing? Ham or
Give me
turkey?
tacos.
Del Taco.
Me?
Yes,
Yeah.
you.
I'm the wrong
Ham.
person to ask this question to.
Oh, that's
Oh
right.
yeah,
You
he's
are-
a vegan.
Now,
But before
is
before
there
I,
vegan turkey? Tofurkey?
Tofurkey's okay. No,
What's
honestly,
better, the vegan ham or the vegan turkey?
I never had vegan ham, but I honestly hate turkey even when I was eating meat for like over 20 years. So I never liked it. Not a huge big fan of ham either. I agree with Perna. Turkey, like Thanksgiving food is so overrated.
What?
It really is.
Have
Like
you never
stuffing
had
is
deviled
good. Like
eggs?
I love mashed potatoes, like 100%. But yeah, no.
Right. What I gotta follow this question. What's the go-to side? What's the number one side
What's
in
your
the
number one
rankings?
side, Tom?
The
Give me that mashed
stuffing.
potatoes.
Okay, so
Mashed potatoes.
and then our desserts, pecan pie. What's the vibes?
I'm going pumpkin pie as number one for dessert. It's the
I'm
only
weird.
tolerable pie.
I'm not a fan of pie.
I don't like pie either, but
mm.
I'll take peanut butter and chocolate pie. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's a good pie, but that's not a pie.
There
set
you
on
go,
Thanksgiving.
Tree. I knew I'd get you on that one.
You ever fucked with
Yeah.
upside down pumpkin pie?
No, we almost made it.
How are
We
you the
almost
most
made it.
offensive one on me dancing with pasties
Honestly,
on Perna?
Brandon, you probably like chocolate starfish pie, knowing you.
Ladies and
Only if
gentlemen,
I
we
can
just got a
slowly lick
$270 donation from
Wow.
Kaylee.
Nice.
We are at 500. We have reached
Nice.
the mark. Thank you guys who all have donated to the Central Texas Food Bank.
Yeah, we hit up to 390. Are we gonna go ahead and call it?
We're at officially $1,600.
Let's go.
I'm at 1,400.
Wow, we raised collectively like $5,000.
You can't
Right?
do math. It's more like 3,500. 4,000.
No, he had 1,600. You had 1,400. That's $3,000 right there.
Yeah.
Scooter and I probably have $1,000 between the two of us. That's $4,000.
No, it's like 3,800. And then
Okay,
Brandon,
but
how much
but
do
you're
you
not
just like,
factoring
I
in
have
Perna plus
calculator.
his super chats. It's
Yep.
like 4,200, 4,300.
I
Yeah,
just
it's like
dropped
3,500, 4,000.
I just dropped in the super chat donation. So our updated thing is 827.
Boom! I told you it was like $5,000.
It's
Don't-
more like 40,
Yeah.
4,000.
Okay,
It's-
it's
You're
I just
close
got
though.
20 more.
Close.
I will add that as well.
close to 5,000.
All right.
All right.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
What's everybody
Everyone
got
have thanks-
coming out? Any
Yeah, what do
videos
you got
coming
coming
up
out,
over
people?
the holiday?
Oh,
holiday?
Sports ball coming out, kids.
I'm
Nice.
gonna do the worst stadium in every state.
Oh,
I just started a new series on Instagram called Is This a Travel? Where I do basketball moves
None of them are travels.
and you tell me if they are a travel or not.
Wow.
I'm excited. I've been
My
wanting to
brother
start
does
this
travel
for a
content.
while.
Yeah.
Your brother travels?
He does.
Wow. What do you got, Tom?
I'm not.
Just
Streaming all
put out predictions. I'm likely going to stream all 3 games tomorrow.
Oh
Wow.
boy.
Definitely doing 2. One with
I'll
Brandon
call
Bird at the very
you.
end.
We'll both
you,
call
thank you.
you after the Cowboys game. How about
We-
that?
I
We
will.
we shall both call you, and then
Cowboys
Johnny
Unless
Buck
Unless we lose.
will
If
put
we
it. Yeah.
lose, I'm not
Ooh,
talking
if you
to
lose,
anyone.
you calling.
I'm
If
not
you
talking
lose,
to
you calling.
anyone. I promise
Okay.
you. If we lose, I'm not talking to anyone. I might not even be on CLicKbAIt next week if we lose. What the heck? 5 years in a row? Listen, we better win. What the heck?